Brought to you by Penguin.
The Ocean's Menagerie by Harvell. Read by Arndt.
I dedicate this book to marine field stations all over the world, but especially Friday Harbor Laboratories, University of Washington, on the Salish Sea, a rich mecca for invertebrate research and study, where I had my beginnings as an invertebrate ecologist and maintain my current research base. Preface. All life began in the sea. Multi-celled animals without backbones, the invertebrates, arose in the oceans roughly 700 million years ago, and for upward of 200 million years, they were the only game in town. No animals lived on land, and vertebrates, in the form of fish, had yet to emerge. A menagerie of otherworldly creatures evolved during this very long stretch of time, becoming the ancestors of the marine animals we recognize today as sea anemones, starfish, snails, corals, clams, crabs, and worms. Calling them ancient doesn't even capture the mysterious, deep history of life on our planet. Although emergence of the actual first animal is buried in deep time, all these creatures have prospered for at least 580 million years since their original forms appeared in the Cambrian era, and countless new species have evolved from each group. Plenty of time and circumstance allowed these animals to perfect staggering biological feats unlike any we see on land. There are animals that photosynthesize like plants, animals that transform wavelengths of light with engineering precision, animals that build castles of glass or limestone using seawater. There are animals that conjure really strange and powerful chemicals that we now use as drugs. I sometimes call the different processes that produce these feats magic tricks, because, despite our best science efforts, some parts of the essential biological processes are enigmatic, controversial, or shrouded in mystery. When spineless sea creatures emerged in the ocean over 600 million years ago, their exceptional multicellular biology upended the balance of power that had previously prevailed beneath the waves. Before them, life in the oceans was dominated for billions of years by single-celled bacteria and protozoans. As the first larger multi-celled animals, such as ancestors of jellyfish, sea anemones, and sponges emerged, they transformed the world. Like superheroes, these new animals possessed novel powers that expanded the natural world and allowed them to persist for hundreds of millennia to survive in the oceans today. In the words of E.O. Wilson, "The love of nature is a form of religion, and naturalists serve as its clergy. Grant nature eternity on this planet, and we as a species will gain eternity ourselves." As a Cornell University professor teaching invertebrate biodiversity and marine ecology, and as the curator of the Blashka Invertebrate Glass Collection, I have been privileged to travel the world's oceans on the hunt for some of its most unusual creatures. C.S. Lewis urges would-be writers to tackle what they know and love. Marine invertebrates are my life's passion, and somehow, it's the very ancient and seemingly simpler ones that I find most captivating and surprising. The sponges, corals, jellyfish, and sea slugs. Although less well-known than beloved whales and dolphins, the spineless biota manages the balance of nature in the oceans through creating habitats like coral reefs, controlling the flow of energy through entire food webs, and engineering transformations that baffle scientists to this day. The ideas animating this book began to drift in my mind many years ago, when I was in college and first fell in love with life in the sea. I became fascinated with the many shapes, body plans, and glittering colors I saw when exploring the rich tide pools of the Pacific.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?